Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Tittle Tattle Tarot. It's Georgie. And today I'm going to be using the Light Seers Tarot. And we're going to give them a good old mix up here. Yes, I'm going to be asking the Light Seers Tarot to just clarify a little bit of news about Prince Andrew. All this kerfuffle about where he's living now and basically what's going to happen in the future. Um, Prince Andrew, he's lived at Royal Lodge for the last 20 years. And, this is a lavish estate. It's a 30-room mansion. It's absolutely huge. And if you think it's just him living there with Fergie lives in a different part, which I should imagine if you've got 30 rooms, it's quite easy to probably not even see each other if you didn't want to. But yeah, Fergie lives in her own set of rooms. He lives in his. They've got the dogs, the Queen's corgis that they look after, but that is it. And they have this massive, massive estate. I don't know how many acres it is, but it's huge. So yes, he's lived there for 20 years, brought up the children there. And now, with everything that's happened, Charles is wanting this to be returned back to him so that he can do with it what he wants. And he's offered Prince Andrew Frogmore Cottage. Now, I must say it's the cottage, not Frogmore House. Remember that. Frogmore House is the massive building, absolutely beautiful, beautiful building. That I think quite a few members of the royal family in the past are interred in Frogmore House or in the grounds of Frogmore House. We're talking Frogmore Cottage, which is still beautiful. It's still a lovely, lovely property and much more suitable to 2 people and a few dogs. So I believe that the Royal Lodge, where Prince Andrew is at the moment, that is kind of lined up for William and Kate and their family, which makes sense because at the moment, William and Kate are in Adelaide Cottage, which is absolutely beautiful, but it is only a 4-bed house. It's beautiful and it's big, but, they are living in a 4-bed house. And they deliberately haven't done any work to it. They didn't want to spend taxpayers' money on this property, and they're living with it as it is. I understand, and so it needs a bit of work doing to it, and basically they I don't know whether they want to move to Royal Lodge, but that is what Prince Charles wants for them. So Andrew does not want to move out, and it seems to be a bit of a sticking point now. He's been offered Frogmore and said no. So I just want to pull a few cards first of all. Let's just get the background on this. So let's just pull 3. So this is the being celebrated card. This is what Andrew wants. He wants to be back in the limelight. I see this as, back in royal duty, back as, the Duke of York doing royal duties, back with all his patronages, back like nothing happened. This is what he wants. He wants, the spotlight back on him. Everything else that's happened to be swept under the carpet. This is what Andrew wants, to be back in the fold, back doing the job that he wants to do. So that's what I want. I want to be back doing my royal duties. And then we have 2 cards here. We've got the 6 of Swords in reverse. The 6 of Swords is moving on. The 6 of Swords is, you go to a different place. This would be a moving home card, leaving Royal Lodge, going to Frogmore, a physical move, and sometimes even an emotional move. Mentally you move from one place to another. We're not moving. I'm staying here. I want to be back in my old position, looked up, regarded. Was he ever? I don't know, but he was when he was in the Falklands, very much so. But I think that he lives on those glory days and wants to be very much, thought of as, this great royal. I don't know quite how he's going to do that. I don't think it will ever happen. But no, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. I'm staying where I am. And Three of Cups in reverse. This is causing him a lot of trouble. I kind of see this as the three women in his life. You've got his two daughters and his wife, very much emotionally upset, very upset by this. The three women in his life, they are 100% behind their father, ex-husband, very much for him, and it's causing them an awful lot of distress. And I think he's using that as, look at the distress you're causing Beatrice and Eugenie. We want Eugenie, when she has this baby, to, you know, be here at Royal Lodge, and you know, this is the grandchild's home, and this, that, and the other, and you're causing my family so much emotional upset. I'm not moving. I've been badly done by, and I want to stay where I am. I will stay where I am, and I want to get my reputation back. Okay, so that's where we're at, first of all. So what does Charles think of all this? What does what does King Charles think of all this? King Charles, let's just move these up a little bit. King Charles, what does he think about this whole situation? King Charles. Okay, King Charles, no, he's not happy at all about this. Five of Swords. This is, look at this bird pecking away. This is like almost giving him mental sleepless nights and stress and tension from this bird pecking away at him. This is Andrew. I'm not leaving. I want to be back, you know, doing my duties. Peck, 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 peck on his head. Five of Swords is someone trying to get the better of you. Someone trying to win a situation, someone who will not let it go. And of course, this is Andrew, because he wants to be here. He wants to be everybody looking at him and saying, oh, you know, Andrew's back in the fold. We've forgotten everything. And for King Charles, this is the absolute nightmare. This is the bird pecking at his head. This is the man who's trying to get something from him or retain something from him in, I'd say a dishonest way, but in a way that is just self-promoting for him, and doesn't really consider anybody else. This is your selfish card, winning at any cost. So this is what Prince Charles feels. This brother is trying to win at any cost, and he's causing me a terrible headache and terrible, you know, terrible pressure on this. And King of Swords, well, this is King Charles. Although King Charles is a water sign, he's a Scorpio, we've got the King of Swords here. He's laid it on the line, and he said in no uncertain terms, look, you know, you do not need a 30-room mansion. You know, your status is not this. You know, for you and your wife to be in a 30-room mansion with a few dogs is just not what we want. You know, we've offered you a perfectly good home at Frogmore, and you know, you need to step down. You need to step back. This house is needed for Kate and William and their family, and you know, it's only right and proper that they should have that kind of property. He's next in line to the throne. He's Prince of Wales. You know, you are not. So I think King Charles has really laid it on the line, and with these words, swords of words, and you know, he's been totally straightforward with Andrew, and he hasn't sugarcoated it at all. We need this property, and you know, it is a property that is too big for you, and is too regal for you, because you aren't this. So Prince Charles is assessing his options. Now, what does he do? Seven of Cups. You've got all different ways of handling this. And I think he's probably, you know, been looking, probably even with lawyers, been looking at different ways of approaching the situation. You know, how do we tackle this? How do I go about this? You know, they've said all kinds of things in the media, like they're going to turn the utilities off. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. You know, but these are all just different options that Charles is considering. how to almost bribe his brother to get him out of this property. And he's thinking very long and hard. How can I dangle one of these carrots? How can I give him a cup that will make him go, oh, well, actually, that is worth me leaving for. So he's just working out his options. Now, what's going to happen? What is going to happen? Let's just pull all that up there a little bit. How is this going to work out? Let's go back to Prince Andrew, his situation. Now, this isn't him. This is like universe. What is universe telling us that is going to happen with Prince Andrew and this whole house situation? This is universe. Just see what the cards tell us, looking at the universe. The universe is saying, and here's number 3. The universe is saying he will walk away. He will have to walk away because it's going to be such a burden on him. I believe that this property, it needs work doing to it, a lot of work. And I should imagine when these big stately homes, when they start to fall into some disrepair, things start to spiral down very quickly, and he doesn't have the money to repair it. I mean, this man is living in this property, and I believe that he's being charged a peppercorn rent. The rent is about £250 a week. Now, for what he's getting, I mean, in this country, in the UK, £250 a week will probably rent you what? Well, certainly in the south of England, where I am, for £1,000 a month, well, you probably get a 2-bed house. So, you know, when you think he's got a 30-room mansion for £1,000 a month, and I read that, I don't know how true that is, but I would imagine it's probably about right. A peppercorn rent, we call it. So, you know, he is going to have to move away because he can't afford. He can't afford to upkeep the property, and also he needs to pay for his own security, which you know, Charles isn't paying for. So there's a massive amount of money leaching out from his wallet. And then that's the other thing. Where does all this money come from? You know, where is he getting it? But that's another situation altogether. He will walk away. He will leave this property. This is what universe is saying, because it's such a burden. No matter how much he wants to be there, the property is falling to bits around him. And he also has the burden of, you know, the public. And I think the public will come into this because they'll be saying, you know, this is ridiculous. This man is not celebrated. He's not this figure up here. We know, you know, what he's done in the past financially, and, you know, with all the whole Epstein thing. We know what he's about. We don't want him there, you know. And so it's going to be a big burden on him. The more he puts his heels in, the more it's going to be a burden. And this, again, is the juggling of the money. How on earth is he going to sort out his financial situation? He can't. It's been said that Fergie will step in with some money. Well, God help you with that one, because we all know what kind of dodgy deal she gets into to try and earn some coin. So this is like the whole, oh my God, how do I pay for this? So, you know, let's just get a couple more cards on this. Will William and Kate end up at Royal Lodge? At the moment, they're in Adelaide Cottage, and they seem happy there. They want their children to have a more of a grounded life, if at all possible. It's talked of that they would move into Windsor Castle, but I don't think that's them, not at the moment. I think they want a family home. And I just want to know, will William and Kate end up at Royal Lodge? Will that happen? Will William and Kate end up in Royal Lodge? I don't think they will. I don't think they will for the foreseeable future. This is going to cause a tremendous argy-bargy. But when he actually leaves, they will get him out. The universe says they will get him out. But this is going to be a real fight, Five of Pentacles. No, Kate and Wills aren't going to end up in Royal Lodge, certainly not while their children are small. They're going to be in Adelaide Cottage for the foreseeable future. The Five of Pentacles, this is Prince Andrew is totally shunned, and he's making himself almost like a squatter in this property, but trying to get him out. I mean, trying to get a normal person out of a property is very, very hard. It's very hard. Trying to get a prince out of, a mansion that he's lived in for 20 years, and he's signed this, I think it was about a 90-year lease or something. This is going to be a total nightmare. And Andrew's going to drag his feet as much as possible. And he doesn't care how he looks. He's hanging on, even though he can't afford it. And he's really going to be the total black sheep of the family. He is already. Queen of Swords. This is probably the women around Andrew. They're going to be all out with their words and, no, daddy, no, ex-husband, you stay where you are and you've got right on your side, and how dare they treat you like this? And, this is their words, backing him up. But it's going to isolate him so much. The Four of Swords, this is your just totally on your own card. So it is going to happen. He will come out of this and he will get him out with a shoehorn eventually, but it's going to be such trouble here. And William and Kate, no, they're not going to end up there. So are William and Kate going to stay at Adelaide Cottage and then maybe eventually move to Windsor Castle? Is that going to be the situation? They'll stay at Adelaide and then their next move will actually be into a suite at Windsor Castle. Will that be their next move? Will that be their next move? Justice in reverse. They don't want Windsor Castle, I don't think. They don't want Windsor Castle. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that they'll end up at Windsor Castle, and there's your royal family, very much sort of the wealthy, the surrounded by your pentacles, surrounded by everything, but it isn't what they want. They will make it a wonderful home and they'll have a suite of rooms at Windsor Castle and it will be great, but that isn't what they wanted. Justice in reverse, well, it's not really fair. They wanted a home that could be a family home. They didn't want to live in a castle with their young children. A castle is not the kind of atmosphere that they wanted to bring their 3 children up in. So it's unfair. Justice is in reverse for them because this uncle is putting that that dream of theirs or that want of theirs, he's making it unavailable, and it's made the Prince Andrew just this total outcast, and he's put up this barrier, so it's not fair. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is Kate, the right way up. This is your earthy queen, your earthy woman, the good mother and everything. She is a good mother. It's not saying that she's not a good mother, but it's saying that she feels very uprooted by this, very, very upset that she can't give her children a stable, not a stable life. Of course they've got a stable life, but she can't give them the kind of family home that she wanted. I mean, she wanted them not to be brought up in a castle, and although Windsor Lodge is massive, it's still a house. It's still a house. There's gardens and there's free movement around that property, and that's what she wanted. And by her uncle's selfishness, she feels very upended about this. She doesn't feel grounded about it because it's not what she wanted. But yeah, I believe they will move into Windsor Castle and they'll be happy there. They'll be happy there. But this thing with Prince Andrew is just going to go on and on and on. He'll probably, this property, Royal Lodge, will start to really decay, and it's going to be like be like some kind of weird film, where this reclusive person just stays in this property while it's rotting around them. Charles has to play things very carefully with this 7 of Cups energy that we came up with. He has to really think of what he's doing, because he doesn't want to come across as being unfair. Like, he can't turn the gas off, for God's sake, he can't do that. And he's got to be very careful, because he doesn't want to appear to come across harsh in any way. And that's going to be very much on his mind. And Charles tends to put his head in the sand a little bit. Universe is saying it will happen. He will go because it's such a burden. Fergie will come up with some money, pluck it out of her backside. I don't know quite where she's going to get some money from, but William and Kate are not going to be able to get in there, and it's just going to make Andrew look so bad. In the end, William and Kate will end up at Windsor Castle, and it's not what they want. It's not what they want for their family, but you know, they're a good family. They're going to make it work and they'll be happy. But it was not justice, because this man blocked their future in this lovely home. So this is going to rumble on. Eventually, he will get out of there. He will be forced out, probably financially. He'll be forced out in some way, or Charles will pick one of these cups, which is a blinder, and he'll get him out. But this is going to rumble on for, I think, for years, to be honest with you. The children will be really growing up by the time this situation is sorted out. So that's my thoughts looking at the cards and what the cards have to say. Let me know what you think, and I'll be very interested. And I'll be back very soon with another one. You take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.